All right, so today we're diving deep into Robin Sharma's The 5 a.m. Club. And for anyone who wants to follow along or do some exploring, of their own, you can find a link to the full book in the description or pinned comment. Now, you send us this book for a reason.
Yeah.
It's buzzing all over the place.
Yeah.
And we're here to figure out why. So let's crack it open.
What I think is so interesting about this book is how it weaves together ancient wisdom and modern science. And it makes this really compelling case for the power of a well-structured morning routine. Sharma really pushes this idea of owning your morning to elevate your life. And I think that resonates with a lot of people who are searching for that edge.
And he doesn't waste any time hooking you in. I mean, the book opens with a successful entrepreneur on the brink of suicide.
Yeah.
Talk about a jarring start. It really makes you question the whole definition of success, right?
Yeah.
It's such a brilliant way to set the stage. You have this seemingly successful person who's reached this breaking point and is questioning everything. And then we're introduced to this really enigmatic figure, the spellbinder, this inspirational speaker who collapses mid-seminar. It almost feels like a scene from a movie.
And then enters this homeless man, befriending both the entrepreneur and an artist who are in the audience. He's just dropping wisdom like it's nothing, quoting Warren Buffett, talking about private jets. It's all very mysterious.
Yeah.
And I bet anyone picking up this book is immediately wondering who I assess this guy.
Right. And that's where Sharma so masterfully reveals the twist. This homeless man is actually a billionaire mentor named Mr. Riley, a former student of the spellbinder himself. And he's on a mission to share the secrets of the 5 a.m. Club. And he's chosen these two individuals to mentor.
Wow.
And it really flips the whole script on mentorship and where we expect wisdom to come from.
It definitely challenges our assumptions.
Yeah.
You've got this successful entrepreneur who's lost his way, and he finds guidance from someone society might just completely overlook.
Yeah.
Now, before we get too far ahead, I just want to mention that a link to the full book can be found in the description or pinned comment for those who want to explore further. But let's get back to the story. I can imagine readers are totally hooked by this point. What happens next?
Well, this is where Mr. Riley really starts to break down the philosophy of the 5 a.m. Club. He emphasizes this thing he calls the victory hour, the time between 5 and 6 a.m. that's dedicated to personal mastery practices.
Okay, so let's talk about that. What exactly is this victory hour all about, and why is it so crucial?
So Sharma argues that this hour before the world wakes up is a time of peak cognitive function and willpower. There's this natural solitude and stillness that makes it ideal for creative thinking, reflection, and just connecting with yourself on a deeper level.
Right.
It's about carving out space for your own inner work before the demands of the day take over.
So it's more than just waking up early. It's about intentionally using that time to set yourself up for success.
Both personally and professionally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to make the most of this victory hour, Sharma introduces his signature 20-20-20 formula. It's this simple but really powerful framework for structuring those 60 minutes into 3 distinct pockets: move, reflect, and grow.
Okay, and this is where I think the 5 a.m. Club really starts to get practical. It's not just these abstract concepts, but it gives you a clear roadmap for how to implement these ideas. Let's break down each of those pockets. First up, move. What does that entail?
This is where Sharma advocates for 20 minutes of intense exercise. First thing in the morning, it's about really pushing yourself physically. Think high-intensity interval training, running, swimming, anything that gets your heart rate up and your blood flowing.
Okay, so beyond the obvious physical benefits, why is this intense exercise so crucial for this victory hour? What's the impact on your mind? Well, intense exercise releases endorphins, those feel-good chemicals that elevate your mood and energy levels. But it also enhances cognitive function, improves focus, and just primes your brain for creativity. It's like waking up your entire system from the inside out, giving you a mental edge for the day ahead.
All right, so you've had your workout, you're feeling energized, you're feeling focused. What's next in this 20-20-20 formula?
Now it's time for reflect. And this is where you tap into the power of stillness and introspection for 20 minutes. Sharma recommends practices like journaling, meditation, and contemplation. It's about creating space for self-awareness, gratitude, and setting intentions for the day.
I can see how this would be especially valuable for people who just feel like their days are just running away from them.
Yeah.
It's that intentional pause to check in with yourself before the whirlwind begins. But what about that final 20 minutes, the grow section?
So this is where you dedicate 20 minutes to learning and skill development. Sharma suggests reading books, listening to podcasts, or taking online courses that align with your personal and professional goals. It's about continuous learning, expanding your knowledge, and is becoming a more well-rounded individual.
That makes a lot of sense. In a world that's changing so rapidly, continuous learning feels more crucial than ever. But let's be honest, not everyone can just flip a switch and become a 5 a.m. club member overnight. Sharma acknowledges that changing your habits, especially something as ingrained as your sleep schedule, it's tough.
Oh, absolutely. He dedicates a good portion of the book to the process of habit installation and transformation, recognizing that it's a journey, not a quick fix. He breaks it down into 3 distinct stages: destruction, installation, and integration.
Okay, let's dive into those stages. Tell me more about this destruction stage. What's that all about, and how do we navigate it?
The destruction stage is all about that initial resistance, the feeling of breaking old patterns. It's the hardest part. Where most people give up, it's that voice in your head saying, just hit the snooze button, or I'll start tomorrow. But pushing through this stage is key.
So how do we actually push through that resistance? What does that look like in practice?
So Sharma emphasizes the importance of having a strong why, a compelling reason that motivates you to stick with the change, even when it's difficult. It's about reminding yourself of the benefits you're striving for: increased productivity, more energy, reduced stress, whatever it is that drives you. He also talks about the power of visualization, picturing yourself successfully waking up at 5 a.m. and going through your victory hour routine.
So it's about mentally preparing yourself for the challenge ahead and finding ways to stay motivated during those initial weeks when it's the hardest. What about the installation stage? What happens there?
So the installation stage is where the real rewiring happens. Your brain is adapting to this new pattern, and it can feel kind of chaotic and messy. You might have days where you fall back into old habits, and that's okay. It's about consistency, not perfection.
So it's about acknowledging that there will be setbacks, and that's a normal part of the process. But what can we do to minimize those setbacks and make this new habit stick?
Sharma talks about the importance of creating what he calls a tight bubble of total focus. It's about minimizing distractions and temptations that might derail your progress, especially during those early stages. This could mean putting your phone in another room, setting clear boundaries with family members, or even creating a dedicated space for your morning routine.
It's like setting yourself up for success by removing as many obstacles as possible. I like that. Now, what about the final stage, integration? What did that look like?
Integration is where the magic happens. This is where the new habit becomes effortless and automatic. It's no longer a struggle to wake up at 5 a.m. It's simply part of who you are.
That's the dream, right? To reach a point where this positive habit is so ingrained that it feels natural. But Sharma doesn't stop there. He also introduces this concept of the 5 assets of genius, which are essential for protecting and maximizing your potential. Can you tell us more about those?
Absolutely. The 5 assets of genius are mental focus, physical energy, personal willpower, original talent, and daily time. Sharma argues that these are the 5 fundamental resources that we all have, and they're all interconnected. When we neglect one, it impacts all the others.
I mean, just think about how much more you could achieve if you really mastered those 5 areas. That's what Sharma is helping you do. He stresses the importance of protecting and nurturing them. But how does that actually play out in our daily lives? What are some practical ways we can do that?
We'll take mental focus, for example. In today's world of constant distractions, it's more challenging than ever to maintain focus. Sharma encourages practices like mindfulness meditation and creating a distraction-free environment to strengthen our ability to concentrate.
It's like building that mental muscle, right? So we can resist the temptation to constantly check our phones or get sidetracked by every notification that pops up. And what about physical energy? How does that tie into the 5 a.m. club philosophy?
Sharma emphasizes the importance of sleep, nutrition, and movement for optimizing our physical energy levels. He challenges the hustle culture mentality that glorifies sleep deprivation and burnout.
He even dedicates a whole chapter to the science of sleep, arguing that it's not a luxury, but a non-negotiable for peak performance.
Exactly. He introduces this concept of deep refueling cycles to balance out our high excellence cycles. It's about recognizing that rest and recovery are just as important as hard work and dedication.
It's a more holistic approach to productivity, right? It's not about burning the candle at both ends. It's about finding a sustainable rhythm that allows you to perform at your best without sacrificing your well-being.
Exactly. Now, the other 3 assets, personal willpower, original talent, and daily time, are all about making conscious choices and prioritizing what truly matters.
So it's about understanding that our time and energy are finite resources, and we need to be intentional about how we use them.
Right. Sharma encourages us to identify our unique talents and passions, set clear boundaries, and focus on activities that align with our values and goals. It's about designing a life that feels both meaningful and fulfilling.
I love how Sharma connects these ideas back to the power of mindset. He's not just talking about waking up early. He's talking about cultivating a belief in your own potential.
Absolutely. He talks about the self-fulfilling prophecy. If you believe you're capable of achieving something, you're much more likely to put in the effort and make it happen. He also emphasizes the importance of a growth mindset, believing that our abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and learning.
He even uses a compelling anecdote about the construction of the Taj Mahal as a metaphor for achieving ambitious visions.
Oh.
It took 22 years of dedicated, focused effort to create this magnificent masterpiece, illustrating that even the most audacious dreams can be realized with unwavering commitment and belief. But let's shift gears a bit and talk about something that might surprise people, the importance of sleep. This is where Sharma really pushes back against the hustle culture mentality that's so prevalent today.
Right, and he doesn't just mention it in passing. He dedicates a significant portion of the book to explaining why sleep is crucial for peak performance. He delves into the science behind sleep and how it impacts cognitive function, emotional regulation, and physical recovery.
He even goes as far as to say that sleep deprivation is like trying to run a marathon on an empty tank. It's simply not sustainable. But how does this emphasis on sleep fit into the overall framework of the 5 a.m. Club?
It's all about balance. Sharma isn't advocating for a life of relentless hustle and sleep deprivation. In fact, he argues that prioritizing sleep is essential for making the most of your waking hours, including that crucial victory hour.
So it's not about sacrificing sleep to get more done. It's about optimizing your sleep to enhance your productivity and well-being.
Exactly. He calls this balance between hard work and rest. Deep refueling cycles, emphasizing the need to recharge and replenish our energy reserves. It's about finding a sustainable rhythm that allows you to perform at your best without burning out.
This makes a lot of sense. It's a more holistic approach to productivity, recognizing that our physical and mental health are foundational to everything else we do now. The 5 a.m. Club isn't just about personal productivity and achievement. It also delves into this idea of the heroic human circle, which focuses on character development and living a life of service. Can you tell us more about that?
The heroic human circle is a model for character development that emphasizes 5 key virtues: honesty, authenticity, integrity, abundance, and legacy.
So it's about aligning our actions with our values and striving to make a positive impact on the world.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that we're all interconnected and that our choices have ripple effects. It's about living a life that's not just successful, but also meaningful and impactful.
And throughout the book, Mr. Riley, the billionaire mentor, drops these thought-provoking maxims, little nuggets of wisdom that really stick with you.
Yeah, these maxims offer practical guidance and serve as reminders of the book's key principles. They encourage readers to reflect on their values, prioritize what truly matters, and live a more intentional life.
For example, there's that great one, to create magic in the world, own the magic within yourself. What do you think he means by that?
I think that maxim speaks to the power of self-belief and the importance of cultivating our inner world. It's a reminder that our outer reality is a reflection of our internal state. If we want to create positive change in the world, we need to start by working on ourselves.
Another one that resonates with me is avoid bad people. That seems pretty straightforward, but there's a lot of wisdom packed into those 3 words.
Absolutely. It's about setting healthy boundaries and being selective about who we allow into our lives. It's about recognizing that our relationships have a profound impact on our well-being, and potential surrounding ourselves with positive, supportive people can make all the difference.
And finally, there's the timeless wisdom of collect moments, not things. In our materialistic culture, that's a powerful reminder.
Yeah, that maxim encourages us to shift our focus from material possessions to experiences and connections. It's about recognizing the true value of time well spent and living a life that's rich in meaning.
Now, before we wrap up our exploration of the 5 a.m. Club, I want to touch on one of the more surprising aspects of the book, the unexpected love story that unfolds between the entrepreneur and the artist. What role do you think that plays in the overall narrative?
I think that love story adds a layer of depth and humanity to the book's message. It reminds us that even as we strive for excellence, we shouldn't lose sight of the things that truly matter. Love, connection, and legacy, it's about finding balance between personal growth and the richness of human experience.
It's a reminder that life isn't just about achieving goals. It's about experiencing it, fully connecting with others, and leaving a positive mark on the world. But the book doesn't just end with a feel-good love story. Sharma also provides a ton of tactical advice and strategies to help readers actually implement. The 5 a.m. Club principles, one of the key frameworks he introduces, is the 10 tactics of lifelong genius.
These tactics are like power-ups for those seeking to elevate their performance and create a life of impact.
Okay, let's unpack those tactics. The first one is what Sharma calls the tight bubble of total focus, or TBTF for short. What's that all about?
The TBTF is like a metaphorical shield against distractions. It's about creating a protected space where you can focus on your most important work without interruption.
In a world of constant notifications and digital distractions, this feels more crucial than ever, right?
Absolutely. It's about reclaiming your attention and directing it toward what truly matters.
Yeah.
Sharma encourages readers to create a personal Menlo Park, a dedicated space free from distractions where they can tap into their creative flow.
So it's about intentionally designing your environment to support your focus and productivity. That makes a lot of sense. What's the next tactic on the list?
The next one is called the 90901 rule, and this one suggests dedicating the first 90 minutes of your workday for 90 days to your single most important task, the one that will have the greatest impact on your overall goals. It's about laser focus for maximum impact.
I could see how that would be a game changer for productivity.
Yeah.
It's about prioritizing and focusing your energy on what truly moves the needle, rather than getting bogged down in busy work. What's next?
Next up is the 60-10 method, which emphasizes the importance of alternating periods of intense focus with periods of rest and recovery. Sharma suggests working in focused bursts of 60 minutes, followed by 10-minute breaks to recharge and prevent burnout. It's a sustainable approach to productivity that recognizes the limits of our attention span and the importance of giving our brains a chance to reset.
So back to that idea of working smarter, not harder. It's about recognizing that we're not machines. We need to build in time for rest and rejuvenation to maintain peak performance. What's the fourth tactic?
The fourth tactic is the Daily 5 concept, which encourages you to focus on achieving 5 small wins each day. Even seemingly insignificant achievements, when accumulated over time, contribute to significant progress.
It's about building momentum and celebrating progress, right? Recognizing that small steps taken consistently can lead to big results. Okay, what's next?
The fifth tactic is the second win workout. This one's all about incorporating a second shorter workout into your day, ideally in the late afternoon or early evening. Sharma suggests a 10 to 20-minute burst of exercise to boost energy, enhance focus, and combat that afternoon slump.
It's like hitting the reset button on your energy levels.
Yeah.
I know I often hit a wall in the afternoon, so this is something I'm definitely going to try. What's the sixth tactic?
The sixth tactic is the traffic university. This one is all about utilizing your commute time for learning and personal growth. Instead of mindlessly scrolling through social media or listening to the radio, Sharma suggests listening to audiobooks, podcasts, or educational courses.
I love this idea. It's about turning what's often seen as wasted time into an opportunity for growth and development. What a brilliant way to maximize your day. All right, what's next on the list?
Next, we have the Dream Team Technique. This one encourages you to surround yourself with a team of talented and supportive individuals who share your vision and values.
Oh, this is so crucial, especially for entrepreneurs and leaders. It's about recognizing that we can achieve far more together than we ever could alone. It's about building a team that complements your strengths and fills in your gaps, creating a synergy that propels you forward. Okay, 3 more to go. What's the 8th tactic?
The 8th tactic is the Weekly Design System, or WDS. This one emphasizes the importance of dedicating time each week to plan and review your schedule, goals, and priorities. It's about proactively designing your week to align with your values and aspirations, ensuring you're making progress on what truly matters.
It's about being intentional with your time and energy, rather than letting your days just happen to you. Okay, what are the last 2 tactics?
The 9th tactic is the 60-minute student, which encourages you to dedicate at least 60 minutes each day to learning and skill development. It doesn't have to be a huge time commitment. It could be as simple as reading for 30 minutes and listening to a podcast for another 30 minutes. The key is to make it a consistent habit. And finally, the 10th tactic is the legacy statement. This one encourages you to reflect on how you want to be remembered and the impact you want to make on the world.
That's a powerful one. It's about connecting with your deepest values and aspirations and living a life that aligns with your purpose. It's about recognizing that our lives have meaning and that we all have the potential to make a difference. Wow, that was a whirlwind tour of the 10 tactics for lifelong genius. I'm already feeling inspired to implement some of these into my own life. Before we wrap up, I want to mention one last time for anyone who wants to explore further that a link to the full book can be found in the description or pinned comment. Now, any final thoughts for our listener before we say goodbye?
You know what strikes me most about the 5 a.m. Club is that it's more than just a productivity book. It's a philosophy for living a life that is both successful and fulfilling. It's about aligning your actions with your values, prioritizing what truly matters, and making a positive impact on the world.
I think you've hit the nail on the head. It's about creating a life that feels both meaningful and purposeful. And it all starts with that commitment to owning your morning. So to our listener, we leave you with this. What one small change can you make to your morning routine to start owning your day and elevating your life? It's a question worth pondering. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the 5 a.m. Club. We hope you found it insightful and inspiring. Until next time, keep seeking knowledge and striving for excellence.